Welcome back, everybody, to Cool Times Podcast. I am your host, Vince Free, joined by my business and life partner, Jenna Free, where we talk all things cool about the cold storage construction industry. Joining us today and highlighting Women in Construction Week. Well, it should be Women in Construction Year, if you ask me. Our good friend, Jess Malone. Jess, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
We're good. We're so excited to talk to our friend and our colleague about construction.
Yeah. So Jess, tell the audience a little bit about yourself, your introduction in the industry, where you're at now, your role, your resume.
Yeah, give us all the deets.
Yeah, no, I thank you guys for having me. It's wonderful to see you guys and happy about your success and happy to be here. Yeah, I mean, it's been almost 15 years now, I think, in the industry in general. I've been, fortunate enough, the majority of those years to be doing cold climate, construction, various different companies. But, currently I'm with Alston Construction. I'm working for the Food and Beverage division as program manager. Got a great team here for F&B Group. But yeah, I mean, looking back over the last 15 years, again, different shirts, same, industry, but, I kind of came up in an unconventional way. College wasn't the route for me. Right. And,
Sure.
My dad had been in construction, his whole life. So growing up, it was kind of, always popping up to his office and kind of seeing what he was doing and, always piqued my interest. Probably gave him a little bit of a worry when I was like, college not for me, Dad, but, I gave it a year to do what I do and then got back into it under him and kind of started, really at an entry level. I started as a coordinator and worked my way into the field where I feel like I learned such a tremendous amount, mentors over the years, but,
Sure.
Really worked up that way, in the field, coordination, eventually, coming to a PE position and then ultimately in project management, which is kind of where I've excelled from there into my program management role. And it's neat, I'm very fortunate for that path just because it's allowed me to really, really dive deep into each, arm of this industry, and really kind of, absorb as much information as I could.
Sure.
In each of those roles.
Well, I've had a chance to work with you in my career and you're fantastic. And one of the main reasons that I enjoy working with you is that you're super intelligent.
Yes.
You're outgoing and know your shit and you get down to business. And one of the reasons that, we're highlighting the situation here, women in construction, the week highlights women working in construction as a viable component in the industry. And with your experience growing up, watching your dad, working with your dad, getting in the field, tell us a little bit about working in the field in a male-dominant industry. Tell us a little bit about your experience working in the field.
Yeah, I mean, if I rewind to 2009, which is probably my first project that I was in the field on for a past company. Yeah, it was hard. I'll be transparent. It was, it wasn't the norm. There were a few, not a lot. And, you definitely have that stigma, against you. I mean, if we're being transparent, I mean, it was difficult, but, I think I've always just kind of tried to always think of myself as an equal peer. And I think that's allowed me to just, everyone's got to work hard, right? We're not the exception, but sure. Do I think that, perhaps I had to work a little harder to get to where I'm at? Absolutely. I mean, we are the minority. Those are facts, right? Field. I mean, yeah. I mean, I couldn't tell you how many times, my thick skin was tested by, could have been something as simple as, a contractor coming in the trailer and, construction's a world, right? And site construction's a world, people, there's no filter. And
they got some language on them.
Yeah, I mean, and especially, over 10 years ago, I mean, it was, I was still in a very much of a learning process and phase and, trying to ask all the questions and, learn how to read plans and, all that fun stuff, all those basic foundation things. I think, other people in the industry, if I wasn't what they normally saw. And so just trying to keep my head above water, right. And be the best that I could be, and prove that, I'm supposed to be here, right. I can be here. And each year, and gosh, I'm still learning. I mean, even to this day, I go on site and I'm always trying to learn stuff new. But yeah, I mean, I think it was certainly challenging, and it's gotten so much better over the years. I mean, it really has.
I was not the minority on my first cold call or sales call when I had entered the industry, and I was right out of college, and the guy, 50s, 60s engineer, looks at me and goes, "What school bus dropped you off, son?" And I just look around like, this guy's not going to buy shit from me. You know what I mean? Like he sized me up immediately,
Totally.
and just working. I mean, for me, working with my wife, Jenna, I mean, I'm the minority. She dominates the entire situation.
I'm the boss.
Of course.
She's the boss.
We knew that, Vince. We knew that.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Oh man. Do you feel at all like you still encounter some of those challenges every now and then? Obviously, like after being in the field for a long time, you do earn your stripes, right? You do earn that respect, but I've still noticed sometimes that there's still that stigma in certain areas that follows, where it's like, you get those looks like, what are you doing here?
What do you know? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, for sure. I mean, yeah, there's certain times, you'll walk into a meeting and perhaps maybe they don't expect you, just maybe the way I look or whatever the case may be, to be in the role that I am in or was in at that time. But yeah, I mean, there's always going to be that old school mentality with certain people, whether that be, contractors, consultants, whatever the case may be. Yes, I think I still deal with that. I think it's few and far between these days, though. I think we pride ourselves on surrounding ourselves with good contractors and people we decide to partner with and like-minded companies and just super supportive. But I think we'll always, as women in construction, I think we'll always have, a little bit of that to deal with.
Yeah. And this wasn't on the question list I sent you, so I'm gonna totally throw a curveball at you. So
Let's do it, Ben.
I apologize in advance for asking this question, but focusing and highlighting on Women in Construction Week, what advice would you give a young woman wanting to enter this space? What advice would you give them today?
Yeah, I mean, I think, asking all the questions, I think it's such an opportunity, and I think we need more women leaders, especially in this industry. It's exciting. I had, not to go off topic a little bit, I had a friend of mine actually reach out to me, and she was looking for she wanted to do a career change. She was like, I'm looking for something different. And, me, I'm like, well, has construction ever piqued your interest, I was literally just having this conversation with her, last week, and it was exciting because she was asking, this is an individual that knows nothing about, my industry. I say I do cold climate construction, and everyone's like, what's that? And I geek out and tell them what it is, and it's fun. And that's exactly what happened in this conversation. But point being, it was exciting to have her be excited about a potential, she doesn't know any roles. And my advice to her was, you're a smart individual, smart women can do this, obviously. And I think you just got to put yourself out there. I think it's an industry that's not very appealing to a lot of women. I think that's always been, unless you kind of came up in this industry, I think it's not an easy decision, I think, for some women. And, my advice would just be to, have confidence in yourself, be humble in the experience, be very aware of mentors around and either companies or a company you're going to join. It's so much opportunity, and, it's not a man's world, not anymore.
It's really not. And I encourage women to get into this space, because what we do, construction, especially in our industry, cold storage, controlled environment construction, takes so much organization, right? And so much like pause, don't hit the flip out button, don't go off the deep end, just sit back, think about, analyze the situation, patience, all these things women carry much greater than men. I mean,
You should see his organization, Jess. I could kill him.
all
It's
right.
the worst.
Well, okay.
Love it.
All right. Let's
sorry.
dive into a little
Just a side
little
note.
bit about our girl Jess here. So how would your friends and family describe what you do?
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
They think I just do construction. I mean, yeah, I mean, of course, other than my dad, he's always been I owe so much to him. I mean, he is the reason I am in this industry.
Mhm.
And it's over the years, I think, even 5-7 years ago, again, my family just thought I did, commercial
Yeah.
construction, but this is such a different niche market than commercial construction, right? It's
Is your
the
dad still
world.
working in the construction?
He is, yeah. He is, yeah. You've met my dad. I think
have.
both of you guys have met my dad, or maybe just Spence.
I think
But
Vince has.
yep, still doing his thing, and more on the consulting side now.
Washington?
Yep, Bellingham.
Very
Yeah, I mean, I think I love the opportunity to get to explain, cold climate. It's super exciting for me. I nerd out on it all the time, right? And probably why I love to do what I do. There's no two projects that are ever the same, and
Mhm.
and that's exciting. It's one of my favorite parts about this industry is that each project, while you can take components and they're transferable, it's never the same, and it's always presents new challenges, which are solutions every day, right? Always explaining that to people, right? Because no one ever remembers what that is unless you're in the industry, of course. So
One of the questions we like to ask all of our guests is if you can think of a cool story or a cool moment that you've had in the industry that made you go, yeah, this, especially for like cold climate, like this is exactly where I want to build my career. Do you have one of those?
moment, I don't know about like an exact moment. I mean, I've always, it.
It's when you met me and started working with me.
Good answer there. I love it.
Oh boy.
I mean, if I really think, I mean, when I first started in the field, this was probably 2009, second company I worked for in the industry. We were doing a big cooler freezer edition, and it was like this. It was this new world, little scary world because I'm still learning. I was coming up, right, and my mentor at the time, I remember he said, mind you, I'm still learning how to read plans and, get into everything and all the things that you're tasked with as field staff and PD staff, trying to understand, just trying to do the work, right? Intelligently, of course. And he said to me, like, I can't remember exact words, but he goes, until you learn how to look at a drawing and see that in like a 3D rather than a 2D version, he goes, when he said that to me, and the next time I went to look at plans or do whatever task I was doing, something kind of clicked in me to where I was like, it was exciting because
sense. Yeah.
I hadn't really, I'm looking at a set of plans and I'm like, cool, I got a room here. And if you can't really visualize that to what it can be at the end of the project, I mean, it was just a really neat comment, and it did really click with me and resonate to the fact of like, yeah, wow, like it kind of just opened my mind a little bit.
Mhm.
And I think it reignited my excitement to be where I was and to continue to go to where I'm at. But yeah, it was interesting. I just hadn't really thought about that.
Moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great moment. That's awesome. So why did you've been in this controlled environment construction space for a long time now? Why,
almost 15 years.
Why are you staying in this industry?
Yes.
What makes you stay?
What makes me stay? The challenge. I mean, obviously, I love a challenge. I just love that. It challenges me, and I love the people. I think it's funny because like, you and I have known each other for a long time. And it's, you see the same people, and it's like the world's smallest, largest industry. Like, I don't even know how to say
That's
it.
the
Like,
best way to describe it.
it's so like everyone knows everyone, but like it's huge, but small at the same time, if that makes sense.
And it's great to go to trade shows. I mean, I've been to so many conferences with you, and we'll be sitting in a booth, dinner, cocktails, whatever, and it'll be, 6 people, and all of us are competitors. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
all
yeah.
6 of us are competitors, but we all love each other, and we're all having a drink and laughing and telling crazy stories about the industry and what's going on. So
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear from you now. I want to hear
Yeah.
a crazy story about the industry.
A
Give me
crazy
something
story.
either funny, crazy. Tell us something crazy.
Funny, crazy. Oh gosh,
funny.
I don't know, Benz. I've got some war stories, but I don't know if I want to share those.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, every project has exciting moments, right? You know, and gosh, I don't know that I could pinpoint one. I mean, I really do. I don't know if everyone says this, but I think there's excitement in every job. I mean, there's jobs that are more difficult than others, but that is our industry. You know, we're a different breed, if you ask me. You know, my dad asked me this, why I'm still here, and you know, sometimes I look at him and I'm like, I don't know, Dad, I have no idea. You know, it's a lot of work, and it's rewarding work, but you know, I find excitement in everything I do. I try to. If you can't, it'd be a pretty boring life, right?
I would agree. Well, red wine helps too.
Red wine helps.
Yeah.
Tequila.
Yes, it does. Red wine does.
Yes.
Red wine
Oh,
helps.
cheers.
Well, this is an evening podcast. I'm drinking water, so it's
Yeah. There you go. Cheers, guys.
Mhm. Cheers to that. Now, I want to get in a little bit about Alston, and ginormous company, multiple offices across the country.
22.
22
Wow.
offices.
I believe so. Yep, we're at 22. I believe. Yeah.
So tell us about Alston.
Yeah. I mean, we're a huge company. I think we're pushing 490, almost 500 employees now. I mean, the last couple of years we've had tremendous growth. You know, I can't say enough good things. It's been such a wonderful pleasure to work for them. I'm going on 4 years with them right now, and specifically, I work for the food and beverage unit. We've got, you know, market sectors and all of the above, but you know, our focus is food and beverage. We've you know, over the last 5 years built a really solid team. You know, we've gotten to work with some really cool clients, and you know, we're trying to, you know, we sell relationships. You know, it's you know, one project to the next. I mean, it's all about resume, if you ask me. It's all about what our capabilities are, and you know, we have that, the big beast behind us of who Alston is, but it really comes down to, you know, our group and our, you know, what we can do. And it's just been exciting to kind of see the growth in our team, and yeah, it's been great.
How many divisions does Alston have? Do we know?
Divisions,
It's a fair
I'm
question.
gonna go with probably 7 or 8. Yeah, I mean, we're, you know,
Segment
we've
type,
got-
like, segment type.
With
Like what?
22
sectors, market sectors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and yeah, industrial, healthcare, you know, warehousing, manufacturing, and then obviously food and beverage. Yep.
Sure.
And you know, and every business unit's you know, caters to a little bit different, of course, goes without saying, but yeah, we're dipping in everything. We're trying to, but you know, my obviously our group, you know, there's so much work out there. I mean, the food industry in general, I mean, it's never going away.
That's incredible.
And how exciting is that, you know, we are lucky enough, or, you know, I have, and hopefully you guys too, you know, I don't know that, I mean, a lot of people can say that, you know, I just feel so blessed that I've gotten to do this industry for, you know, different companies over the years, but wow, that's cool to think about, even say that out loud. I'm like, that's neat, you know.
It is. It's totally neat. And the Alston and the food and cold storage division is a large division. Are you just in California, that office, or do you have that food and cold storage sectors all throughout the United States?
Yep, all throughout nationally. Yeah, our team specifically, we are, you know, we're spread out. We're all over from California all the way to you know, the East Coast, and
Sure.
And specifically our group is spread all over there. And yeah, you know, it's been such a cool process while we are, you know, our own business unit within, the collaboration with the different offices, you know, on different projects has just, I mean, that's huge. It's allowed us a lot of success. It's allowed us a lot of collaboration with those offices, and to bring our expertise to them, whether that be a, you know, processing component on a project they're working on or trying to engage on, or a current project, you know, they want to bring in, you know, one of our process guys, or, myself or one of our other support staff. It's just really neat that we have that, it's logistics. It's great,
Yeah. So there's a lot of cold storage, and I'm sorry, I'm dominating.
You definitely are.
Sorry.
This Women in Construction podcast is being dominated by Mr. Vince.
I'm
Wright.
just really excited to reconnect with my girl Jess and
I
talk.
know we haven't seen you in a while, and I can
I
feel
know,
the excitement.
I miss you guys, man. I tell you.
Excited to talk shop with
Totally.
you. I always dig talking shop with you, and this is a real question that again, not on the notes. It's just us friends here talking. There's so many suppliers and vendors, subcontractors that want to do business with Alston, right? So they're knocking at your door, just like the same vendors and suppliers knock at our door. They want us to buy from them. So what advice would you give any subcontractor, supplier, vendor trying to get into Alston? What advice do you give them? How do they break through that ceiling?
Yeah, I mean, we pride ourselves on quality partners, right? And we are only as good as our partners. And I think that's why we have such a rigorous, process to pre-qualify those consultants and contractors. You yourself have been through that process with me, and it's a lot, right?
We filled out that paperwork.
Yeah, I should have directed that towards you, Jenna. I know it.
Even
but
I had to give the blood.
You gave the blood, but I filled out the paperwork.
Blood. There you go. Yeah, and to be honest, we'll have a lot of contractors want to do work with us, of course, and we'll go through that process of explaining what we need, and it's to protect, of course, Alston. It's to protect our client. We want to vet that out, and it does vet out those unqualified contractors, and we don't want to do work with those unqualified contractors because it's not going to be good for us. It's not going to be good for the end user. But advice. I mean, there are so many good contractors. There's so much work right now, so much to go around that. Yeah, I mean, you never know until you submit it, and it's we're not asking for over and above industry stuff. It's all for a reason. But yeah, come submit. Ask the questions. Let's get on the bid list. I mean, we can't tell you that we always need contractors in all trades. It's
Sure.
That's never going to go away. And you just got to work with us. We want to work together. We're only as good as them.
Ooh, another one. Sorry, Jenna.
Go ahead, Vince.
What trade of division, whether it's concrete, a little MEP, what trade do you find the hardest to get right now? Plumbing?
Just hands down plumbing.
You hear that out there? If you're listening and you're a plumber, start a company. And if you want to know how to start a company, ask Jenna.
There you go. Yeah, I say that, transparency, I keep saying that, but I just think about what, I'm currently working on and what our group's working on. And
sure.
And yeah, it seems, a lot of our work is, of course, thermal and fridge and that goes without saying, but
sure.
But plumbing components are, process plumbing. It's, the food process contractors, there's a handful of them that, we all know and are reputable, but yeah, I always feel like that plumbing scope, it's always hard to find, good quality contractors that understand the scope and the magnitude of the scope. And I've just found that in the last couple of years, it's always been plumbing that we always have that little stickler part. So
yeah, it's insane to me when you walk onto a process project and these plumbers have to come in before they pour the finished concrete floor and look at the plans and find out where all the drain lines are and where all the and where's that going to go to, and then connect, and where's that going to go out to? We got to, work with the city where we tying into, like, it's chaos being a plumber.
100%.
So,
oh yeah,
they have a massive puzzle.
And then they put those stupid white PVC pipes out of the ground that us panel people have to drive around and not run over. And we like to run them over.
How many times do you run those over, Benny? Come on.
Couple, two, three.
Oh boy.
It's the fun part, all that rework. But no, I think it varies. Everyone's going to have a different opinion, right? And depending on, we do we do, a lot of our projects are heavy process, and that scope is always one of our largest trades, and finding that right partner is key, right? It's everything.
Talk sanitation for a minute. That's a big deal too, because when you have those drains and you're washing down, it's on top of that. It's not just, hey, I need a drain like in my shower. It's got to be sanitary, right?
Like clean room. Yeah. I mean, clean rooms are a different animal, right? And absolutely. I mean, when I was, I had a conversation with on a project as of this morning. And I think one of the questions from the client was, we have trouble finding contractors that know clean room construction or just, that it's a different animal. And, we've got some just wonderful partners that it's those little details that, on the front end of the project and in the design, and making sure that those are carried throughout the duration of the construction is huge. It's something you don't do every day. And it's always fun to try to manage, right?
Always.
Mhm. Always.
Tell me something, and maybe it can be about a project. I know you could keep your details confidential, of course, but what is something cool that you might be working on, or that Alston is doing or has coming up that you feel comfortable sharing about, that you just feel is cool about where you're at, where your project is, where your company's going? Maybe, do you have anything like that you like to share?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, a project that I'm currently working on is by far probably one of the largest of my career, and it's been super exciting. I mean, we have, a tremendous amount of equipment on this. I mean, we're like an H3 occupancy for this building, and it's essentially a bunker. It's wild, right? And it's been, the pre-construction phase of this project specifically has been like, over 3 years, and we're in our final year of turnover here this year. So it's exciting for us. It's been a long time coming, but I would honestly say this project I've learned so much, but the amount of process and components, and it's got a little bit of everything. It's got process, freezer, cooler, warehouse. It's underground. I think our underground storage tank's like 300,000 gallons. I mean, it's huge, and it's just little components. I mean, every project is different, as I said before, and this one's no exception. And I find myself in awe, even when I go to the site every week. It's like, there's just something else that comes up, or a piece of equipment shows up, and, you just want to get out there and take a look at it and learn something. I mean, sure, I know about equipment, but there's always something new, right? There's always something that you didn't know about that you have on a project. I don't know that I can pinpoint one specific, but I think it's just a collection of experience and just trying to apply that to the next one, right?
Absolutely.
You go again.
Lady, you go.
I was just going to ask Jess if people wanted to know more about Alston, more about what Alston's doing.
Wait. I got to ask my favorite question.
You can ask that when I'm done.
No. This goes before that question. This is See, we like to banter. This is the good part.
I love it.
This is a good part of the show. This is the part of the show I want everybody to see on YouTube when they watch us.
Makes me miss you guys so much, man.
No, this is my favorite question, because it can get very technical, detailed, and deep. Why would somebody buy from Alston? Why would somebody buy from Jess Malone?
Yeah, well, our people, our team is second to none. I mean, the way that we have our F&B unit structured right now, I mean, our goal is to deliver you guys a phased approach. And I really pride myself on this comment of, most clients that we get the opportunity to, get in front of for a potential project. I mean, that planning foundation phase, in my opinion, is the most critical. We're an extension of that client, trying to understand their operations, understand how we can improve that operation, and what can we do as Alston to bring that, a better company for them, right? I think our team is amazing at that, and I would welcome the opportunity to be able to work with any client and end user and be able to bring that expertise. I think just that programming and initial phase is huge for us, and it's been great.
It does. Awesome. Very cool.
That's awesome. Can I go now?
Yes, ma'am.
So if people want to learn more about what Alston is doing, maybe more about the different sectors of Alston, where do they go for that information?
Yes, of course. Well, of course, online, alstonco.com, alstonco.com. Give you everything you need to know about our company in general. For our group, always please reach out to me. You can contact me directly, Jess Malone, jmalone@alstonco.com. Yeah, absolutely. Come reach out. Let's chat.
Are you on LinkedIn?
Absolutely. Yes.
Find her on LinkedIn, guys.
I knew
yes,
that.
You can.
We're buddies.
Wait, are you guys maybe connected?
We're buddies. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we're buddies, Ben. So it's been a few years, right?
Well, I hope to see you soon at an upcoming trade show. Speaking of trade shows.
Vince's favorite question. What's your favorite?
I mean, SIBA, guys, you know this.
We'll Venmo you later.
Hey,
no, wasn't paid. This wasn't paid answer.
So SIBA is your favorite, Controlled Environment Building Association. Why is that your favorite? There's a lot of really fun associations and trade shows throughout the United States.
Yeah.
Different.
I mean, SIBA, IRW is always a close second. I mean, any GCCA show is always great. I just find that SIBA, I mean, the people that attend, I think that it's always great to reconnect and network with those companies, suppliers. We have clients that attend that. It's wonderful for us to reconnect. I think, the workshops that they put on, I think it's, for me personally, always exciting to be able to learn what other companies, what other competitors are doing, how they're doing it, what have they done different this year, how can I improve, how can I take that back to Alston and we improve on that. I've always, every SIBA that I've attended over the years has been, I've always had so many takeaways from it. And it's been one of those shows, there's lots of shows, right? There's probably 5 or 6 that we attend as our group throughout the year. And some are all of course better than others. But you sometimes walk away from trade shows like, okay, what did I get out of this 2 days? What did what can I take back? What's the takeaway? And I just always have felt like the SIBA show has either, I've gotten good networking, I've gotten, to just talk to people, and it's all, something's always come out of it, and it's just been really great. For me personally.
Awesome. Jess, are you ready for the cool rapid round questions?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, before I get into that, is there any last things, comments, anything you want to talk about? Women in construction, you want to talk about Alston, something cool you're working on, anything at all? This is a wide open platform. This is your floor. Do you want to say anything else about anything?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we've covered a lot. I mean, I'd encourage anyone that wants more information about what we do, specifically food and beverage. That's my world. Please reach out. I love to meet new people and network and talk about, what's upcoming, but so appreciative to talk to you guys and be on this today. It's been really great. So
good to see you.
It has been great. So we're going to move into our final section of the show here, and it is the cool wrap around question. This one's actually going to be sponsored and brought to you by RideTech High Speed Door Systems.
Oh, wonderful. Love it.
Give a little shout out to our give a little shout out to our friends at RideTech. A little Chase Deaton action.
Chase, how's it going, buddy?
Yeah, buddy. So if you want to buy a RideTech high speed door, you can contact Chase Deaton. Chase Deaton is on LinkedIn too. I'm sure you guys are friends.
We are
connected.
Yeah, he's fantastic. So, all right.
Yes.
These are just to get to know you a little bit more, this or that questions. Don't get too into it. Just yes or no, or this or that. All right.
Sounds good.
All
Ready.
Right. Cool. All right. Netflix or YouTube?
Oh, Netflix.
iOS or Android?
iOS.
Pepsi or Coke?
Coke.
Work hard or play hard?
Oh, both.
Everyone says both.
Everyone says both.
Toilet paper up over the roll or under the roll?
Over.
Thank
Oh,
Yes.
you're my true man.
There's a patent for that, by the way, and it's over. And I'm just
For
telling
real?
you, yes, there
Oh my
is.
God.
Yes, there is.
no.
Box and box or ground up project?
Box and box all day.
Cold beer or cold drink?
Cold beer.
Ping pong or air hockey?
Ping pong.
Ammonia refrigeration or freon refrigeration?
I'm gonna go with Freon. I think it's the direction we're heading.
Okay.
Okay.
Tequila or whiskey?
Oh, whiskey all day.
Sorry, Vince.
Love them both, though. You know.
Okay. And then I guess last but not
Yes.
least, well, you know what? I follow you on the gram, and I see you vacation a lot. So let's go beach vacation or snow in the mountains vacation.
Ooh, snow in the mountains vacation for me. Yeah.
I like
I mean,
it.
I love it.
love me some Cabo. Let's be real here, but
Same.
Sure.
I've I've got this sweet spot for snow. You know, probably
Absolutely.
the Pacific Northwest growing up in me, but
Yeah. That's awesome. Okay. So speaking of Cabo, are you beachside or poolside?
beach side.
All right.
Nice.
Last but not least,
The
Justin
most
Bieber.
important one.
Justin Bieber or Justin Timberlake?
Of course, you would ask this. I mean, cater to your audience, but also my true favorite, Justin Timberlake, of course.
I love it. I love it.
Awesome.
Love me some JB though. I mean, who doesn't?
They're both
you know?
good. They're
JB
both
They are.
good.
They are. I mean, but Billy Joel, if you know, if we're
Oh, there we go. I
Maybe.
like it.
I'm taking my wife to a Justin Bieber concert for our anniversary.
For our anniversary.
Yeah.
okay. Justin Bieber, huh? There you
Well,
go.
I mean, yeah. She's totally into it. She begged me to go, and I'm like, all right, I'll take you.
Yes, I did.
What do you guys what are you guys pushing now? Anniversary. Oh my gosh. I remember when y'all got married. I can't believe it's been
May will be 9 years.
9 years.
just wow. I love you
I
guys.
don't know how I do it.
Wow. Approaching that. Well, happy early anniversary. That's wonderful. I mean, it's
I deserve a medal or a trophy
Oh,
or something.
please.
I was gonna I was gonna say Jenna deserves that, but you know, I guess
you.
you know. It's okay.
You know, see, the people who know him know the medal is mine.
Oh,
What are we
gosh.
pushing, Vince? Like
God.
12 years now we've known each other. So yeah, I get a vote here. I get a vote here.
You do
You-
get a vote.
You
I
of course
love
get
it.
a vote. Absolutely.
Well, thank you
Yes.
so much for joining us today, Jess. It was so good to see you. We miss you. We're so excited about your success and can't wait to see what else comes.
Absolutely. And, you know, again, Jess Malone, Alston Construction. It was awesome to have you on the show. And there you go. Wearing it. Yeah. So if you, we appreciate everyone listening. If you guys want to listen in on this podcast, future podcasts, you guys can find our work on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. I think I'm missing one, Twitter. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, those will have a quick little 30 or 60 second highlight of our show, of our recording. And then of course, in that we'll put a link where you can listen to the full show on Apple Podcasts and or watch it on YouTube. Please subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts and hit that red button on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for listening to Cool Times. And until next time, thank you so much, Jess.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.